International in red. You can see it's in red ink. So let's welcome Joyce.
Thank you, Robert. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters.
Good morning.
This morning we have a special opportunity because we're going to simulate an interview. I have asked and recruited the assistance of Gene, who will be my host, and he will facilitate the questions. I also have sent out a communication to Kurt, our technical person, and he will be filming our interview. This is all in preparation for the interview tomorrow. And it is also fittingly one of our workbooks that I'm going to be working through. Therefore, if you'll forgive me, we'll just go ahead with the interview. Gene will be introducing me, and then he will set out the theme with questions, and I'll respond. All right? So, Gene, if you could come on this side.
Oh, very good.
I just would feel more comfortable.
Chairs and
Chairs would be nice.
How do we do
The
this
literature
real quick?
do suggest that we use chairs.
this one action pulled right
I hope you are not timing us at this point. We're really at this point. Good afternoon, everyone in Radio Land. You're listening to 1410 AM KMYC, Toast of the Town. And today we are interviewing Joyce Pope. She is president of the local Toastmasters International Club, 1819, which is the Peach Bowl Dawnbreakers, which meets every Friday morning at 6:30 a.m. at the Dancing Tomato on the corner of Walton, Stabler Lane, and Highway 20 and Calusa Road. Good afternoon, Joyce.
Good afternoon, and thank you, I must say, thank you for inviting myself to represent Toastmasters today.
So could you tell us exactly what Toastmasters International?
You know, I'm so glad you asked me that question. Toastmasters is an economical, leadership, and communication training program that have a nonprofit status. It is an organization that teach individuals about communication. It creates and operate clubs around the world. There are 260,000 members of Toastmasters in 113 countries and 12,800 clubs. You have to be 18 years of age in order to participate in Toastmasters and have an interest in improving your communication and leadership skills. Toastmasters provide regular meetings, monthly, bi-weekly, or weekly, and individuals who have an interest in developing their leadership skills and communication skills can depend on a place that they can go to hone those skills. That include, by the way, speaking on the cuff.
Wow. According to your bio, you are the president of the Peach Bowl Dawnbreakers. How long have you been president of this club?
You know, it hasn't been very long. I've only been president for the last 2 or 3 weeks, but I'm hopeful and excited about the role, and I'm hoping to do them proud.
So what do you do for a living?
To tell you the truth, I've been a nurse for many years. I've worked in nursing, and in that capacity, I've done a lot of different jobs. Right now, though, I work with a group called JPS Legal Nurse Consulting that provide screening and analysis of medical cases, and we screen these cases for merit, therefore saving the attorney or insurance company's time and effort.
So is that why you joined Toastmasters?
Actually, no. I found myself living in a new community, and in that community, I realized that it would be really good if I could learn ways of being able to communicate in a way that's better received. In other words, my daddy used to say, the dumb question is the one you don't ask. However, I find that when you ask those difficult questions, sometimes people have difficulty responding to you. Toastmasters have taught me skills that allow me the flexibility to be able to ask those difficult questions and be more responsive when I ask those questions.
Okay, let me ask you something. So this has helped you in your career and life?
Yes, it has. It's helped me in everything I do. I'd like to tell you a story. There was a fellow who came to Toastmasters that participated or was an employee at one of the local companies, and this young man had difficulty with interviews. His employer suggested Toastmasters. He came to our club, and he was a friendly sort. However, he only remained a member about 6 months, long enough to learn some basic skills and try some different applications to communication, which allowed him to return to an interview process, and he now has his own store in another part of California, and he succeeded at accomplishing his goal of improving his communication.
So yeah, with our job market we have today, I'm sure it's real important for people to learn how to get an interview. If you realize the Department of Labor came out with statistics for every job that's open, there are 5 applicants. So I guess if you get past the point to where you get to an interview, this would help someone, correct?
Absolutely, absolutely.
How would this help somebody?
By being able to speak on the cuff, by being able to be confident in their ability to communicate ideas, and to take the subject that they're most interested in having to do with their work or focus, and add on that, and speak in a confident manner.
Cool. What do you like most about Toastmasters? What's your favorite part of the meeting? And what's your favorite part of Toastmasters?
Actually, I have a lot of favorites. As we provide or participate in the different activities in Toastmasters, there you have the table topics and you have the evaluation portion. But I'm most challenged by the different scenarios that the educational programs in Toastmaster introduce to you. Ideas, I know I come to the table already with some ideas about what would be a fitting subject or how to approach a certain topic line. However, the literature lead me and those who follow the manuals with ideas you may never have considered, such as this interview. Would you believe it or not, I have a work manual that discuss and give exercises about interview processes. I actually investigated that and used that manual to practice prior to coming here today. I thought it was quite fitting.
So there's a little bit of something for everybody with Toastmasters, correct?
Absolutely, certainly.
So, speaking of back on the subject of Toastmasters, what are your goals? What do you want to do with yourself? I mean, is there such a thing as a professional Toastmaster? I'm using air quotes for those of you on the radio.
No. However, you can use the skills that you gain from Toastmaster in any aspect of your life. What I plan to do, or hope to do, is I would like to get off the ground a youth leadership and speech program. I'd like to provide that program to a group of youth, anywhere from 5 to 25 individuals, aged 12 to 17 years of age, that would take 8 to 9 weeks to do. I, of course, would need a location to provide those services. It would consist of an hour or 2 a week for those youth. And I'd like to accomplish that somehow. However, I would like to also get my Distinguished Toastmaster, which is one of the awards that, in order to accomplish certain goals in Toastmaster, there are 2 tracks. There's a communication track and leadership track, and you have to go through both tracks in order to accomplish Distinguished Toastmaster. I hope to accomplish that. I also would like to perhaps one day serve a term as the area governor.
Wow. So what surprised you about Toastmasters? What did you when you first walked into a Toastmasters meeting? What big surprise did you have, or did you discover? Did you find out?
You know, public speaking is one of the greatest fears of man. People fear public speaking second to death. And I wasn't aware of that. In participating in Toastmaster, I got to see, such as one of the members who, I'll call her Carrie, who came into Toastmasters and talked about having anxieties, great anxieties about speaking in public, and she would self-medicate. She would get hypnosis. She would get massage. She would take medication, and when she knew she had to speak with multiple people. But today, she actually worked in a job where she does on a daily basis responsibility for communicating with large groups of people.
That's very good. That is amazing. Now we're getting close to our time limit, so I just want to end this with a couple of real quick questions. If somebody wanted to get involved in Toastmasters here locally, what would you do? How would you find your Toastmasters? How would you find this group?
That's really easy. You Google it, www.yubacitytoastmasters.com, and our club website will come up. Or call me personally. That's 530-300-6712. I'll be more than happy to answer your question.
So you have a website. How about Facebook? Does your local club have anything on Facebook?
Actually, not as of yet. We do not, but we're going to work on our technical person about that idea. I do, though, have a website on Facebook. If you go to Facebook and put in JPS Legal Nurse Consulting, and my webpage will come up.
Well, there you have it. Thank you, folks, for tuning in today. And this was our time with Toastmasters. And I want to thank once again our guest, Joyce Pope, for being here today and answering all of your questions. If you have any more questions, she's giving you several ways to get a hold of them. Please feel free to do so. I thank you. And now time for a commercial break.
Thank you, Judy.
What I should have asked was, isn't it true you were at the grassy knoll in 1963 Plaza? Pardon us.